Yes, another episode of the Round Circle with your host, the Fifth General, Zaccheus and Cinemascapes. What's going on? What's good?
Yo, what's up? What's good?
What's good, man? What's good? Yes, man.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to start off just by saying rest in peace to a legendary boxer by the name of Pernell Whitaker, a.k.a. Sweet P.
Yeah.
Yes.
Some would say he was like the Floyd Mayweather Jr. before Floyd Mayweather Jr., sort of.
Yeah.
You know, just, a tactical fighter. Strong. I mean, he did knock people out. I ain't gonna make it seem like he was just a scorecard fighter like Floyd is.
Right.
Towards the after Floyd kept breaking his hand, he became a scorecard fighter. But Pernell Whitaker was definitely
he was a legend.
He's a legend. I would call him a legend. He died of a tragic death, though, man.
It was kind of weird because in his hometown, I think Virginia Beach, he was crossing the street intersection, and then a vehicle struck him. So I was like, man, he's only 55.
I know that's young. That's young, man.
Yeah, man. The thing is that I remember looking and hearing about Pernell Whitaker back in the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I heard about him back. We grew up in the 80s. We heard about him back in the 80s. Now, when you talk about Pernell Whitaker, I think about men like Thomas Hearns,
Sugar Ray
Hagler,
Leonard.
What you call it? Sugar Ray.
Yeah.
I think of those fighters back in the 80s fighters. You know.
Yeah.
Manny Pacquiao. I just think about. Well, let me see. Yeah, I think about them.
Well, he inspired
Roberto Duran. Yeah, so
he inspired fighters. He inspired a fighter style of fighters today, such as a Floyd Mayweather and a Manny Pac and a Zab Judah. A particular fighting style that he had that you see in some boxers today. I would even see it in Canelo Alvarez a little bit. So
yeah.
Rest in peace. God bless his family. This is messed up.
Man.
So I just wanted to acknowledge that before we move on with the topics. All right.
Yes.
So we're gonna talk about today. Oh, we got a lot to talk. Well, there's some things to unpack for today's episode. Okay. Good Lord. So, R. Kelly. That's one topic. And then the other topic.
With many layers.
Exactly, with many layers. And then we got Jeffrey Epstein, whatever you say his name. Agent Orange, a friend of Agent Orange.
Yeah, a friend of Agent. So yeah, Agent 45. Agent
45.
Orange. Yep.
President Donald Trump. So we're gonna talk about that, and just what that means is for human trafficking is serious. So there's something I want to get into when it comes to that, though. All right, let's start off with R. Kelly, man. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
So the last I heard, now we're recording this. Today is July 16th. This is the day that we're actually recording the episode. It will be released on Friday. What date is that? The 19th? Okay. So there's probably going to be some old news by the time we get to that. But R. Kelly will be held in custody.
Yes.
No bail. So he's facing alleged charges because we really don't know. Okay, so they're saying allegedly there's 20 sex tapes that was confiscated. We don't know the ages of these women. They're saying allegedly that they were 14-year-olds.
Then they were young girls then.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what they're saying. They're saying it goes back to 14 or whatever years old. That is yet to be proven. But in the meantime, he's held in police custody.
Yes.
Until they could, until his trial, because his bail was denied. Exactly. because his bail was denied.
And I heard he's paying to get his tapes back. He's paying money to compensate his tapes. The tapes that was put out, they're shelling out like thousands of dollars just to, I guess these tapes are just revealing what's going on in those tapes. But he's trying to just at least get the tapes back. He got some of the tapes back.
He doesn't want the people who did Surviving R. Kelly to get their hands on that.
No, yeah, because
that sounds kind of fishy.
Yeah, because it's game over. People.
Yeah.
They hit him hard without tapes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had the breakdown with Gail.
Y'all killing me with this.
You're killing me. Y'all know I don't do this. Y'all know I didn't do
gosh.
it. Yeah, I remember.
30 years of my career, y'all trying to kill me.
So many wonderful memes from that.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, oh yeah, man. Yo, Kelly, I'm telling you.
He's finished.
He had a second chance though.
Listen,
chance, man.
He's finished, yo.
Yeah, it's a wrap.
I'm sorry. They're gonna get him. They're gonna this time. They're gonna get him. This time.
Yeah, because it's fishy. Yeah, you're right, because it is fishy that he's shelling out cash,
to get
shelling out money to get those tapes.
Yeah.
That is fishy. So it's like,
and the arrest was federal.
Yeah, we gotta stop thinking we can get away with stuff. Oh my gosh!
Boy, ain't no we in there. He by himself.
Ain't no we.
He by himself.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
Correction.
This dude right here is fingerprinted for New York State child care. It ain't done none of that.
Yeah. Well, I tell you something right now. Well, you know what? I'm gonna pose it this way, and then Zaccheus, I'm gonna let you get your time to get into more details.
Yeah.
So I was listening. I want to give credit where credit is due. I was listening to the Joe Budden podcast over the weekend, and the question that he posed was 20 tapes. That's a lot.
That's a lot of tapes. That's a lot of tapes,
right?
Man.
So years worth. He also was asking, why 20 tapes now? Why wasn't this pushed later? Or the women were they protecting something? Or the women that were these the women that one of them said, "Don't rescue me, I'm good where I'm at"? Does it involve those women? Because that's not clear. That's still not clear. It still hasn't said who was on it. So then people are like, well, what happened? Was he paying off these women and the money stopped? What is it? Like, why now? So then
former workers pulled these tapes out, allegedly.
Well, think about it. If former workers pull out these tapes and they've been knowing about these tapes for all this time, and these women are now allegedly lawyering up, then that means that two things can happen. Other than just R. Kelly going away, the women can go away too.
Yeah.
Because it's almost...
Because remember,
go ahead, Zaccheus.
Entourage with him. Yeah, he has an entourage with him. He's not working alone on this. He has an entourage with him.
Mm-hmm.
And he's in indictment for 13 counts charges.
That's
with child pornography.
Yeah.
Enticement of minor obstruction of justice. Kelly, he was accused of recruiting young women for sex and allegedly convinced folks of his team. See, a team.
Yeah. Right.
Concealed sexual encounters with teens. Yeah, see that?
Go ahead, Cinema. Go ahead, Cinema.
You're an accessory.
Yeah, exactly.
Straight up. You're an accessory. Mm-hmm. That's the bottom line.
Yep.
It depends on who, what, there's people who don't work close with the artists, but if you work close to the artist, it's like every indictment. They get the main dude, then they start looking who's around and who helped enable this. Then you get your accessories. Then you get your investigations. The people who don't work close with them and didn't know will be cleared. But the people who did work close and just turned ahead, or you were present nearby when that was filmed, they're coming.
Yeah. His thing stretched back since the 1990s.
Exactly.
98. Girls under the age of 18. Now, R. Kelly is 52 now. So back then he was old. He's messing with young underage girls back then in the 90s. Late, I'm talking about like 97, 96, 97. No, this stretches. Listen, this stretches as far as 97, 96. You know, I knew something was up with him when he married Aaliyah, man. I said, wait a minute. She's young. She's only 16, 15. You know, but it goes beyond that though, because he's messing with girls that are underage. You know, I mean, you know, he's paid out, shelling out dollars to get back these explicit sex tapes back, and he just, man, he had a second. The thing is with Kelly that I don't get is he had a chance. He won. Remember that case? He won that case.
Yeah.
Got out of it, and now he's back again. This time, a second time, they gonna get you, brother.
Right. If you think you got away, you know, it's like, you know, sometimes it gets worse. You know, because these are just allegations right now. We don't know the evidence. The evidence hasn't been presented. Just the information that's just been leaking. But if they got some solid evidence, it's, you know, it's a wrap.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's been charged with a minor and receiving child pornography, 4 counts of producing child pornography, 5 counts of enticing of minor engaged.
Here's
activity. It's crazy.
Here's
man.
the thing, Zaccheus, though. They have to prove, they have to prove the age, though, because you can't just say the woman on the film is 14 and then she's actually 21 or 18 or 17. So
they have to prove the age,
right? So that's going to be the job of the prosecutor.
Mm-hmm.
The prosecutor has to prove the age of these women at the time, because you can't throw a man in jail for having sex tapes with grown women. Otherwise, you might as well arrest all the porn stars.
Exactly.
That's what they have to prove. Can they prove it? Well, you got to get the women.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the thing. We don't know how old these tapes are, too, because then now it's like, okay, when was it recorded?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then you got to find the women. I don't know if you got to find the women who are attached to this video. So then that means they're going to have to testify or not. I don't know. So this is going to be the trial. My thing is this, because you know how this goes.
Mm-hmm.
I find it interesting, and we're going to segue into that later. I find it interesting how Trump's boy, Jeffrey Epstein, there's the news breaks out on him.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was the same day or the next day R. Kelly news takes over.
Right.
You find that fishy, right? I find it fishy, man. Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Like out of nowhere.
And then you notice people are letting up on the Epstein talk.
Yeah, they're focusing on R. Kelly.
Yeah. Probably because R. Kelly's better known, but Epstein got an affiliation that's bigger than that of an R. Kelly. The dang president.
Number
Bill
one,
Clinton
the dude did 13 months before.
Thank you.
On a plea deal. Yeah. Let's talk about that.
Let's talk about what type of plea deal that was, where he can go to work and then for a couple hours do some time.
Yeah, let's speak on that.
Kind of messes that.
Yeah, and my man who made the deal was working for Agent Orange, had to resign.
Facts. Facts. So we'll get more into Epstein later
when we get into him.
Yeah,
But as to respect to R. Kelly, you know, this dude, you know, known predator, registered, and got a slap on the wrist and allowed to continue, and you know, sex trafficking is worse.
Yeah, because they talk, because it's like this. One of the things that we've seen going forward with the media is that the media will they pick and choose what to polarize the most, right? demonized the most. So all I'm saying is keep that same energy with Epstein. That's what I'm gonna do. Well, that's what we all gonna do today. We're gonna keep that same energy because it's July 2019, and I still haven't seen my surviving Harvey Weinstein documentary. I'm still waiting on that one. Surviving Kevin Spacey. Where's that one, Lifetime? Okay, are you gonna do a Surviving Epstein next? Lifetime? Probably not.
Probably most likely not. No.
Yeah. So keep that same energy. The energy you have with Bill Cosby. The same energy y'all have with Bill Cosby. I'm gonna have this energy with Jeffrey Epstein. So we'll get to him in a second. Now here's the thing with R. Kelly, man. Does R. Kelly have any help? Does he have anybody to speak in his corner? I don't think he do, because I feel like if he did, they be, whoever it is gonna be going down with him. And I'm gonna tell you what I think is going on.
Mm-hmm.
I think the start of this was this Surviving R. Kelly. I think if it wasn't for the Surviving R. Kelly documentary, that we wouldn't get this far. And I think the reason why he's locked up right now, awaiting a trial, is because of the documentary, not because of these alleged 20 sex tapes. What I'm saying is there was a machine to get him. And that machine got something and said, oh, now we really got him, because now we're going to make sure he stayed locked up. You know what I'm saying? And that machine never let off of him. I'm going to make a comparison. That same machine that stayed on OJ. I ain't defending OJ, but OJ was declared not guilty of the Nicole case. So then we see years later, some guy wired up like a Fed, supposedly OJ's friend, takes his stuff. OJ takes his stuff back. The guy said, I'm leaving. OJ said, you're not going anywhere. When he said you're not going anywhere, the prosecutor was able to convince the judge that meant that says that falls into the lines of kidnapping when you tell somebody they ain't going nowhere.
Right.
So they got him on that. That's what they got him on. They got him on a kidnapping charge. They didn't get the man who took his stuff on a theft charge. So he got kidnapping and theft and strong arm robbery, and OJ didn't even have a gun. The point I'm making is,
all he said was, give me back my stuff.
Word. The point and he said, I trusted you, man. The point I'm making is that the same machine, and we know what machine that is, that was on OJ's back and Bill Cosby's back, is on R. Kelly's back. R. Kelly's just stupid, man. Listen. I don't like the machine, but the machine is after everyone, especially our people.
Exactly.
But that don't mean you just do stupid stuff now. Why did you have these women in your home like you running some type of brothel? Why did you do that, R. Kelly? Why? I mean, so you can't be surprised when people come after you. You know what I'm saying? Cinema, what are your thoughts? I'm sorry, Zaccheus. I need to get to cinema real quick. Go ahead.
Yes.
I mean, when your wives, your ex-wives, are the main ones talking about you and your habits and stuff, because, when you're dealing with, people dealing with fetishes and stuff like that, a lot of these guys, it's a lot of problems with people distinguishing fantasy from reality.
Right.
And he got caught up wanting the fantasy. And so he never had nothing real. So anyone around him got tormented by him wanting the fantasy.
Yeah.
And so when you have former wives speaking out, even Dame said in the interview, like, R. Kelly was off limits with him and Aaliyah. So they never talked about it.
Yeah.
He saw it was something he couldn't pursue. So he said, I don't have any information. I just, it was something we didn't talk about. I saw, by her reaction, leave this alone,
True.
When you have that effect, something's been up.
Mm-hmm. For a long time.
And so, you know, if you keep doing it for a long time, it's just a matter of time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because you can't stop. You know, it's like anybody who's addicted to anything.
Yeah.
You just can't stop.
Mm-hmm.
You may stop for a little while, but then it's like if you don't get help, it's gonna creep back up on you. That's just the way it is, you know. But you know,
well, you would think, and I'm gonna give this to you, Zaccheus. You would think that a man who was under the public scrutiny, media, witch hunt, whatever you want to call it, for the past couple of months, you would think that he would not have this type of evidence laying around. I mean, wouldn't he scrap it? I mean, it's just something to think about.
He wants to relive it. Come on, and that's terrible.
That's sick.
He's a nympho.
Exactly. If anybody, that's like a serial killer who keeps like trinkets from his murders. They want to relive it. They get off on it, and that means you got a problem.
That's a good point. Zaccheus, you got more details?
Yeah, he was running the sex trafficking. Well, but let me get into my personal belief on
R. Kelly?
R. Kelly, and what made me believe that these things really did happen. His ex-wife, the way how she expressed herself about his habits. She said that she loved R. Kelly, but she did not like Robert. That was deep.
But how long was she? I gotta go there. But how long was she married to him?
I'm not too sure how long. They were married for a good while. They have kids together.
Yeah, because the reason
they were married for a while. Yeah,
the reason
for a good.
The reason why the reason why I say that is because when you look at the time frame, somebody has to ask, wait a minute, you've been around all this time? She better hope they don't come after her.
Well, you know what it is? You know, some women stay and some women do because they have a family. So they're more especially when they have a family with a husband, or they have a family with
You mean a husband with money?
Sensitive, yeah. They're more sensitive, and they're more sensitive. So by her staying with him, she assumed that, oh, maybe he'll have a change. Maybe he'll change. You know, we have kids together. Not like we don't have kids together. She has hope that one day he'll change, but that change never came. So she dealt with it. Time has moved on, and she dealt with it. It happens to many women in abusive situations. It happens to them when they have a soft place in their heart for a man that have children with them. You know, so it's so if you ask you why she stayed, that's what she will tell you, that she loved him. You know, when you love someone, when you're in love, you're more tolerant. You know, you don't know how long the tolerant can take that beating, but you're more tolerant to someone you're more tolerant towards the one that you love. And so to answer that question, she'll probably answer that and say, you know, I loved him. I had hope that he was going to change, but it never came. So she stayed there and she took the abuse. She took the abuse and she took it, hoping that maybe one day he'll change. And a lot of people make that mistake, you know? They make that mistake.
You got that right.
Yeah. So in R. Kelly's situation, R. Kelly needs help. He needs intervention, because the thing is that he's allowed it to overwhelm him. He allowed his habit to overwhelm him. He allowed his he's a nymphomania. It allowed it to take his life over, where, okay, he got away with it. You'll think you'll learn if you got away the first time. Okay, okay, I can't do this no more. That's it, because my image and who I am would get destroyed. I gotta change my life. You think he'll change it, but sometimes when you think you're untouchable and you allow your habits to take you over, and that's what it did. The demon took him over, and that was it. It went to no point of no return. I mean, he even have two. Who's the two women that speak up for him? He has two women that I think his girlfriends are two.
Jocelyn Savage, and I don't know the other one's name.
Yeah, they speak up for him. They speak very well of him.
They ain't speaking now.
Yeah, they're silent now.
Mm-hmm.
Because everything in the dark is coming out in the light. So they're keeping. I noticed they're keeping silent now. No one. They're not doing any interviews no more. Gail interviewed these two sisters.
Yeah.
And now everything is they're I hear crickets now, you know. So yeah. So now it's like everything that's in the dark is coming out in the light, and now the roosters came out to roost. So that's it.
Chickens come home to roost. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's it, man. I think he's run out his he run out his course, man, and all these allegations and all these counts, 20 counts. He's been doing this for over. They have him with these are tapes going back for 20 years, 1997, 1998.
Really?
Sex tapes, yes, going way back from that time. He's paying money to conversate them to find these tapes.
Think about it. You said going back to 97, 98.
Yes.
That's before the first case he had.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, he's collecting those tapes. He's getting them. His team is collecting those tapes. You know, so it's all these things, and it's fishy that he's paying all this money to get these tapes, because when he was interviewing with Gail, he was screaming, "I didn't do this stuff. I didn't do this stuff, y'all.
Yeah.
Who y'all trying to get?" Listen.
Yeah.
You know what? Maybe it was a show he's putting on, but listen, man, it's time. You know, I feel, listen, you don't want the brother to go to jail, but we all reap what we sow, you know. And the thing is that,
I mean, if he did it, he gotta go. So I have to say it that way.
Exactly.
I have to say it that way.
It's sad because,
I'm gonna tell you where it's sad. It's sad if all of this is happening to him, and these women are of legal age. That would be messed up. I don't agree with the whole pimp mentality he allegedly has. But if these are grown women, these are grown women. But if these are not grown women, he's out of here. He's done. He's canceled.
Yeah.
And he should shut the heck up forever if this is true.
Well, you know, the thing is that no media, no radio, nobody is streaming or playing this music, man. That's and I noticed that.
Yeah.
Nobody's playing this music, man. Nobody's giving them love for the music, and
the whole thing is, he has some left because they play other people's music he's wrote and produced.
Right.
I mean, for me, you know, that gospel album he did production for the Winans is not streamable right now.
Wow.
Let me double check that again while we're recording. I'll just open my Apple Music right here and I'll see if they put it here. Browse Apple Music. Because I was looking for a particular Winans albums and they weren't there anymore. I have them all physically, you know.
Wow. See?
Okay, let me switch this to all Apple Music search.
Is so true?
The artist comes up, but that particular album that he produced on,
it's not streamable.
Right. It's all out, and then the one Teddy Riley produced is not streamable. The Return.
Well, here's the thing, and let's just be honest. They want to make money from it. They just don't want him to make money from it.
Right.
I mean, because there are other artists out there that have been alleged to stuff, doing stuff, convicted to stuff, but
their stuff is still up.
But their stuff is still up.
Right. And you're talking about albums on Quest, which is Quincy Jones's label. And two of the Winans' best albums are not streamable, which is All Out and The Return. And then their last album, though, Heart and Soul, which is after both of those, is right here.
You talking
about? And I'm talking about the Winans albums.
Right. Right. Not BB and CC specifically.
The Winans, the original four, Marvin, Carvin, Ronald, and Mike.
Yeah.
And so there's two albums, All Out. I don't know if R. Kelly did production on The Return. He might have, and just said no. I know he for sure did production on All Out and writing with them.
Right. Well, how about Aaliyah's music? Because a lot of Aaliyah's music's not streamable either.
Hold on, I'm gonna look it up right now.
Found that out right around the time of Surviving R. Kelly.
What about the song Back and Forth?
That's streamable.
Yeah.
Age Ain't Nothing But a Number isn't, but it depends on what era. Like a lot of the Timberland era is, but not. Yeah. A lot of her stuff is gone.
See.
Wow.
And then let me go to her artist page because there's another Aaliyah censor now.
Yeah. So, all right.
Yeah.
So here's the thing.
So this is what can I summarize?
Yeah, go ahead.
Because the whole thing is, when it comes to certain people, they want to stop their money, their profit. Like with Bill Cosby, they wanted to stop the Cosby Show, and they wanted to mute that. And
yes, I remember.
In the community, and our community didn't let them do that. So it's still running.
Yeah.
Same thing with him. Muting stuff. Who's getting? Age Ain't Nothing But a Number. Who's getting the money from this? She's gone.
Jive.
Right.
Jive Records.
Exactly. So they're a big conglomerate. Her other albums are like independent, so whoever owns them is not streaming them. And it's like, it's weird that all the light records of the Winans albums are out there. Now, a lot of the Quest ones aren't there. I don't know what happened. I don't know who owns them. But it's like, it's so funny. I go to look up a particular one because I almost bought it, but I already own the physical copy. It was up there for sale before, but now I can't even find it.
Wow.
Crazy.
And so, it's like Kevin Spacey's movies are still playing.
Yeah. Although although any future plans he had as far as movie roles and all of that, they deaded all of that because House of Cards. There's a spin-off.
They literally replaced them one movie and shot 2 weeks of reshoots before they put the movie out, and people had to come back and shoot the scenes he was in with the new guy.
Right. There was a House of Cards spinoff with his co-host. I mean, his the other actor. The other star is co-star. Jesus, I got my
right. They finished it off with her being the president. Then they did a spinoff. Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
There's still,
but the whole thing is his they ain't going after his royalties. I saw The Usual Suspects on the other day. They're not trying to kill his royalties where he can't live at all.
Yeah. Well, they're not even trying to hurt his reputation either. I mean, here's a man who
he just settled out.
See.
Of course.
Here we go with this again. And he, look, the man confessed. Okay? How about that? He confessed what he did.
Right.
Harvey Weinstein, we talked about that not too long ago. He paid.
No, his insurance paid.
Right. So somebody paid for him, And Ashley Judd says she's not letting up on him
because she has nothing to lose.
Yeah,
because of the family she's from.
Yeah,
but the rest. But we talked about that. You know, the influence and the fear is still there.
Yeah,
and that's how they had the power to get away with what they did.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, let's talk about Jeffrey Epstein now.
Yeah, let's shift.
Zaccheus, give us the details.
Let's go.
Jeffrey Epstein. Well, he was arrested in charge of sex trafficking underage kids.
Lord Jesus.
A girl, yeah, girl. And I'm like, okay, but I noticed that they emphasized that he's cool with Agent Orange.
Yeah.
He's cool.
Once upon a time ago, Trump said that Epstein was a great friend, good person.
Yeah.
These kind of words he was using.
So, at least 14 new women in Florida came out and accused Jeffrey Epstein of abuse, including at least 5 who were minors. Wow. While New Mexico opens probe into sex crimes. I mean, Epstein been doing this for a long time. He's been doing this for a long time and never got caught. You know, and now it's coming out, and he's trying to I think he's paying. Although he's selling out money to cover it up and selling out money, and he got good lawyers. He got the hookups because he's also friends with Bill Clinton too.
Mm-hmm.
So he's got some pull.
Yeah, but let's talk about. But I'm sure you got some more info about him allegedly taking them to different countries, and when you do that, that's when the human trafficking charge should be thrown on you.
Yeah. No, he's been accused of taking these women to different countries.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's I know it's from New York, from Miami, Florida, New York, different cities, but not only different cities, but different I'm talking about out the country too.
Right? Didn't some of the islands pop up?
Some of the islands pop up. I got some of the articles. I was looking into it, and I was reading it. Now I'm trying to get into the different islands he was doing this, but he was taking them to different. He met them in taking them to different islands, and he was also he's doing the sex trafficking too in the different places too. He thought he would never get caught, but now a few years later, these women. Back then they were 14, they were 15, but now they're
these girls are now women. And when
in their 30s and they're coming out.
See, there has to be people involved. So now we're talking about a possible sex trafficking ring. So a lot of people can go down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So now other politicians could get caught up in this. First of all, they all freaks. They all nasty. Let's just keep it real. We know the game. They all nasty. I wouldn't be surprised if they start naming more popular names. I wouldn't be surprised. I ain't gonna say it because people probably out here suing. But you just mentioned a person not too long ago, and his name rhymes with Phil Fenton. So I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if his name, if a guy whose name rhymes with Phil Fenton, is looked at.
Did he and how?
I mean, they also said he was arrested in New Jersey. But he just arrived from Paris and he landed in New Jersey. He was arrested on Saturday, maybe last Saturday.
And who he had in Paris with him? That begs a question.
That's the question. Yeah.
Listen, we know a very popular politician was had to go down, not because they were kids, but remember he was spending money, taxpayers' money, on prostitutes. He goes by the name of Elliot Spitzer, former governor of New York. So this is the type of stuff that's not new. You know what I'm saying? This is the type of stuff that happens. The fact that they were underage, oh man, this is just sick. But this happens a lot though, man. This happens a lot.
Yeah, man.
Agent Orange is very quiet right now. But Agent Orange is trying to save his buddy. this is what he's trying to say. Well, he's not trying to save his buddy. He's actually trying to save himself. Because you notice, the media went from, like I said, talking about Epstein, talking about R. Kelly. Now they're talking about Trump's tweets. Listen, people at home listening to this. Something's going to happen. Or something not going to happen, because really nothing's been happening. And a lot's been said, but nothing been happening. These are diversions. You got some big names caught up in this stuff, man. And they trying to do whatever they can to swipe it under the rug, swipe left, swipe right, whatever you got to do. That's what's going on. And this man is a freak, man. He's an alleged freak.
One story I was reading about a Latino girl that back then she was 2001. She was 14.
Yeah.
And in New Mexico, she was met her at his property, and he brought her to the property in New Mexico. And what happened was he befriended her, and basically her father died of AIDS. Her father died of AIDS, but Epstein befriended her, but also making advances at her at age 14. He's making advances at her, and now she's in her 30s saying that he had sex with me, he pulled my hair, he had sex with me, and so forth and so forth. Now, he's known for, now a lot of women in their 30s, back then they were like 14, 15, and early 2000s, but now they're coming out and saying this is what he done. This is what he allegedly does. This is what he done. He's used. He's taken away our innocence from us. Like one young lady said, he's taken away our innocence from us. And now they don't know why they're coming out with it now, but they just said that, listen, we gotta come out. We gotta speak our truth.
But see now, Cinema, I'm gonna ask this question, and then you're gonna to you. So now it's, do these women? The next question is, do these women get justice? Go ahead, Cinema.
Yeah, because people don't understand what it is to be a victim.
Yeah,
they don't understand to have threats over your life, and if you're a teenager, you don't really know the power of a person. You think they're almighty. Oh, like one predator, not the one we're talking about, told a girl, "I'll kill your parents."
Mm-hmm.
So she never said nothing. And because a lot of people walk around with hurt, people from their family, like, when they did the Whitney documentary, Bombshells, everybody was all in shock. I haven't even watched it all the way through. It was so heavy because you understand the pain she feels, and you understand, and me working in a rehabilitation place in New York, I understand the concept behind that makes somebody addicted. And it's usually something painful they don't want to think about, that they couldn't control. That leads to substance abuse, that leads to isolation, suicide, or, just totally being an introvert. Right. They don't interact with the world because they can't trust somebody.
Right.
So you're talking a girl's 14, 15, and the man's going to town on her. Mm. And, she's already confused because her body's changing, and it's, and she, it must be right.
Yeah.
She doesn't know.
Right.
And so she finds out she's been violated. There's something that is wrong, but there's also that fear because you're young.
Right.
Like as a child doesn't want to get in trouble. So maybe it's my fault, self-blame. It's layers to that. You can't just say, oh, that's like with the Mike Tyson case. As long as it takes, it took years for it to come to court. How can she testify like that? It's been like 2 or 3 years now, by the time it gets to court,
Right.
And so, our society victim shames. And I'm just going to say that. I'm going to go on the record saying that. We victim shame. Bad. bad. And so, you know, when these women have, you know, a lot of times, even if you do statistics, they said they don't find out about rapes or something. That's why they're trying to change the limit on it, because they know it's a while before they might say something. Because you have to deal with that. Yeah. And emotionally and mentally, it changes you.
Yeah, they're saying that they want to lift no statute of limitation. They want to change the statute of limitations on rape and child molestation and stuff like that.
And they need to. Yeah. Because they need to. Yeah. Because, you know, there's like you being a kid, young, innocent, exploring. Right. But if you're a grown adult past that curiosity stage and you deliberately know what you're doing it to a child, your butt should be in cuffs.
But I'm gonna tell you the sad thing though. This guy, Jeffrey Epstein, allegedly has ties to Mambla. Mambla is a pedophile organization. No, hold on. I meant what I said, but Mambla be suing dudes, but I don't care. Mambla, Man Boy Love Association. Jesus, that sounds disgusting, but there is an actual organization that exists with that name. And
I've never heard of it.
Yeah. Do your Googles. Actually, don't Google it. Don't Google it. Really, don't Google it. Really. But anyway.
Exactly.
But it exists. Okay? And allegedly they're saying Epstein has ties to that group. So if he has ties to that group, for this group to even exist is sick. Just like, you know, you let the KKK exist. So
the whole thing, a lot of these people go back and forth, operate in countries where it's legal, come back here, sneak around, but then take them over there. And then it's like some of these people don't even practice it on U.S. soil, so they can't get arrested here.
Well, and that's where the human trafficking piece comes into play, because that's exactly what happens.
Exactly.
Because there are countries out there, they'll let you do it as young as. Let me slow down. You got people out there, countries, they're allowing stuff at 13 years old. 13, the age of sexual consent. 13, I think some as low as 9. I don't know what countries these are. I'm not going to name them, but I'm telling you. Sick.
My gosh.
Yeah, you got to remember, in some countries, 13, you're an adult.
Yeah.
So this 2019. That still exists?
Yeah.
Of course.
Well,
because,
yeah.
See, this is what happens when you live in America. You get used to America. When you start traveling abroad to some places, there's some places that have never changed.
Yeah.
There's some places technology's not even there.
Yeah, some places people are still getting stoned as the death penalty.
Right.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And so, you know, that's what the UN was kind of established to kind of mess with, and they really haven't. There's some places that, you know, you go, they'll try to kill you. Like when that dude went to that island and tried to catch those people, and they're like, just stay off of it.
That's now that's a little different, but I get what you're.
No, I'm just giving an example. I'm not
I get what you're saying.
About what happened of the incident.
Right.
I'm just saying.
Right.
Today, that still exists.
Mm-hmm.
Just to give you a paradigm.
Yeah.
And then there's like little countries we may not hear about here that are on continents that allow stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And you know, and here we have a standard. Like we have a standard. You know, you don't touch kids.
Yeah.
You know, like if you're in childcare like I used to be, you're a mandatory reporter. And if you fail to report something, they can come for you.
Well, right. And that's how this situation is going to be treated with Epstein. Well, it's going to get treated with R. Kelly, but it needs to be treated the same way with Epstein. And I don't think it is. Because I'm pretty sure there's some.
Right, we got to wait and see. We can't say what's going to happen.
Right.
We don't know until it's done.
Yeah. Right. We don't know, but we've seen this story play out so many times. So I have sort of an inkling for what I think could happen, but yes, we don't know.
Yeah, and then it could just be slap on the wrist, blah blah blah. You know, you don't know until we go through you know.
Exactly, because remember who he's hooked up to.
Yeah.
Remember who Jerry Epstein is hooked up to. We have to.
He got some powerful people.
I always have that behind my head that this man is connected.
Yeah, he got some powerful people in his corner, man.
So we're not gonna be surprised if he gets treated like Harvey Weinstein. Things brushed underneath the rug. We're not gonna be surprised if he gets that treatment.
Hey, you notice
Harvey Weinstein treatment.
You notice nobody's even talking about Harvey Weinstein no more, and that's exactly what's gonna happen with Jeffrey Epstein.
Exactly.
Hey, remember what I said about that last name?
Exactly.
Anyway,
yeah.
So any closing remarks on these topics of today before we get out of here?
Yeah, man. I just want to give my final R.I.P. to Pernell Whitaker.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, rest in peace.
Oh, Steph.
Also, maybe give a message to if young people are listening out there to be mindful and be careful. Don't be so friendly with strangers you encounter. You know, always listen to your mother when you say, I don't feel good about this, or your dad when you say, I don't feel good about this. You're not going. We got to be mindful of where we send our children. We got to be mindful of their surroundings. Yes.
Yeah.
That's my final thought. Yeah.
Cinema, go ahead.
Don't be afraid to tell someone you trust if you feel uncomfortable about something or if something's happened to you. It's just, it's something, working with youth groups and stuff in churches, working in, I taught kindergarten for many years, used to teach after school. And I used to tell the kids, you got to tell your parents. Don't be afraid to tell your parents if something happens, because that's how people get away with stuff, because they make a fear for you not to go to someone. Don't be afraid. If you're an adult, don't be afraid to go to somebody. Don't be afraid to go to the police. Lock that punk up. if he's gonna lay hands on you, if he's gonna force you and put his hand in you the way you don't. Sorry for the language, for the graphic language, but you know what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because these dudes can't tell the difference between fantasy and reality. And sometimes they need to be slapped with reality, with the real consequences of reality.
Yeah.
It's so many sad stories of people I know and don't know,
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And people, women, I said, women are scarred. And a lot of times they haven't told anybody.
Yeah.
It's like my wake up call was the Whitney Houston. So it was on Hulu. I have not made it through it. I start crying because a lot of the stuff she did was a result of things that were hidden. And then you see them fighting and trying to deny it, but you know something's there.
Yeah.
And we will never know what it really is, because I'm not putting allegations on people,
right.
But it revealed that something was there. Even on Clive Davis's special, his Apple Music thing, he has his movie. There's some things that he said that wasn't even connected to that, but after seeing hers, it's like, wow, and people were trying to help her, but you can't help somebody with a hurt that you don't know is there till it's too late. It's like past the fact they realized this happened and she was trying to deal with it. So don't be afraid to go to somebody, because you have to heal. A lot of people don't like you voicing your truth. Too bad. I voice my truth a lot because it's like I've come to terms with it. I'm not bitter about anything I voice. It's just a matter of fact for me. Yeah. And somebody, you were suicidal if you want to talk. Nah, this is over. I'm just voicing my truth about this and my opinion about this. And I'm done. Because if I don't get to speak my truth, I'm going to harbor it. I'm going to keep it inside, and it's going to eat at me.
Yeah.
There you go.
And so, I don't even want to harp on the jerks,
right?
Because we know the creeps, we know the jerks, we know the guys who just crossed the line.
Mm-hmm.
We know guys don't have, historically around the world, like even in earlier times, there wasn't respect for women.
Yeah. Yes. Oh yeah.
And so these dudes are still sick like that. They want to dominate somebody, so they'll discredit them if they're a little strong. You know.
Oh yes.
And
so true.
And so they want to take a strong woman and break her down, and that's the way they break them down. And it's not right. It's not right. It's not right when you touch a child. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Sometimes I wonder if I want to have kids, because I was like, if something ever happened, I might be in cuffs.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just sorry.
Yes.
Real talk.
Yeah.
You ain't touching my.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something happened. Something happened to me at a school where if my mother would have known it, she would have choked that dude out at the time. Not killed him, but I'll tell you, I won't mention the school because the school's closed, but it happened on Staten Island.
Oh.
The person lied about them having permission to give me the paddle, and they gave me the paddle, and my mother never gave them permission to do it.
Oh.
So when people come at me on Facebook and stuff, y'all don't even know half of it.
Right. Was this a football thing or no?
No, this was junior high. I'll tell you off air where it was.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to give them attention. But this is why I say it's important for you to tell somebody.
Yeah.
Because I got gotten over on.
Yeah.
Imagine if it was something worse. That was devastating enough to find out. And the person who did it, kids were worse than I ever was. But that's another story too. So I'm going to end my little thing by saying, tell somebody, find somebody who believes you. And if people don't believe you, keep going till you find someone who believes you.
That's right. Yeah.
All right.
All right. And fifth.
If you see something, say something.
Exactly.
We're seeing a situation where, this is becoming more, I wouldn't say more common because we've always had stories like this, but you have a situation where this is something that happens and it's a crisis and it needs to be addressed. Women and children are soft targets because they're not able to defend themselves the same way grown adult men can physically. So this is why they're the most. This is why when it comes to predatory behavior is more aimed at those who are soft targets, women and children, and we must protect that. So I really don't have a final thought, but I really don't need one after what was said. So we're gonna close out. So Zaccheus, where can he reach you?
You can reach me on Facebook, Wayne Zaccheus Bacchus on Facebook. Also on Instagram, Zaccheus B73 on Instagram. And also on Twitter, Wayne Bacchus 2. At Wayne Bacchus 2 on Twitter. Yeah.
All right.
Holla at me.
Cinema, where can he reach you?
Cinemascapes on Twitter, Cinemascapes and Cinemascapes Music on IG, Cinemascapes Music, or just look up Cinemascapes too on Facebook. And look me up streaming. If you like Christian gospel hip hop, check me out on iTunes, Tidal, Google Play, and all those places.
All right. This is the Fifth General. You can reach me at the Fifth General on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. I want to real quickly acknowledge what my brother Cinema said. I think what you said is going to help people with child abuse and mental health overall. I like that. Just want to respect that. I didn't expect that So I just want to respect that from my brother. Okay.
Oh yeah.
All right, we're gonna get up out of here. We're signing off. This was another episode of The Round Circle with your host, the 5th General, Zaccheus and Cinemascapes. We'll see y'all next time. We're gonna talk about Nas. All right, Lost Tapes coming soon. All right.
I gotta go down.
We'll see y'all next time. Peace.
Peace.